You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Chamber of Commerce welcoming recent announcements as a sign of hope for the economy. Also, the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line set to resume sailing. And students given a second chance graduating with pride. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shashina Rolf-Arkus, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, Grand Bahama expected to receive a major economic boost in the months ahead. Several projects was announced by the nation's leader in the House of Assembly this week. Among those projects is a major development of the Grand Bahama shipyard, which the Prime Minister says will bring about more job opportunities. Tonight, the president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce is weighing in on those announcements and says overall, he's optimistic.
Millions of dollars expected to be injected into the economy of Grand Bahama in the next few months. President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Gregory LaRota, says if all of the projects planned come to fruition, it will be a major step in the right direction for this northern island.
The shipyard will bring a lot of opportunities for Bahamians. In terms of when you look at the development, it being this one development or expansion being larger than the initial investment in the shipyard, you can see the possibilities for jobs and for spin-offs. However, as Bahamians, we have to make sure that we train and develop ourselves so that we can take advantage of some of those jobs.
Projects in the pipeline include the Doctors Hospital Project, Western Atlantic University School of Medicine, the construction of the East End School, the East End Microgrid Project, the McLeanstown Housing Project, the Carnival Cruise Port, the sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort, the Discovery Bay Project, and Royal Caribbean's Home Porting Initiative. LaRota says welders, plumbers, and electricians should all be preparing for the opportunities to become available.
It would be sad if the development comes and Bahamians are not prepared to take advantage of those job opportunities. And of course, with all of them comes opportunities for the construction field, because they have to first be built.
And for business owners, he says these projects will impact them positively once they are prepared as well. One in particular is Royal Caribbean's Home Porting Initiative.
It brings opportunities for small, micro, and larger businesses to be able to supply services and goods to the cruise industry. But of course, we have to make sure that we are in a position to supply those services and products at the standard that the cruise industry is accustomed to. And so that would mean us having to make sure that our business places are prepared in terms of technology, in terms of professionalism, in terms of quality of service and products.
The Chamber President says he is optimistic about what is to come.
I've heard comments in the community already that these are just election time promises. And while I guess none of us know for sure if that's all it is, I don't want to really focus on that. I know that time will tell us what reality is. If you look at the shipyard, the JV with Carnival Cruises and Royal Caribbean, the Prime Minister said that agreement has been reached and that we will see stuff happening physically in that area as early as October this year.
He says Grand Bahama needs positive injection into the economy.
And so any announcement that is made, while yes, human nature says, oh, we've heard that before, you still have to prepare yourself because you don't want those opportunities to come and you can't take advantage of it as businesses and as persons in the public sector who may be looking for job opportunities.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line has received a green light from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to conduct a simulated sailing. However, the test cruise previously scheduled to set sail on June 25th will now leave a few days later. A small private group of pre-selected, fully vaccinated passengers will now join fully vaccinated crew members on board Grand Classica, now departing June 28th for a 2-night round-trip cruise from the port of Palm Beach to Grand Bahama. Now, the sailing will simulate all aspects of the onboard experience, including dining, entertaining, leisure activities, and shore excursions. Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line said it will resume sailing on July 2nd, 2021, and they are currently accepting bookings on their website. In other news, the nation's leader announcing this week in the House of Assembly during the wrap of the budget debate that a massive road repair program is underway on this northern island. While construction is carrying out that work, tonight the president of the company says the road work is greatly needed for Grand Bahama, and they anticipate that the project will be finished in a few months. Italia Hall reports.
We are reconstructing approximately 8 miles of road in East, Central, and West Grand Bahama.
The road repair project began a few weeks ago on Grand Bahama and carries a price tag of over $5 million. Heavy equipment have already moved into West End, repairing roads in that community. But President of WA Construction Godfrey Waugh says the contract entails road work in the western, central, and eastern districts of the island.
We've done road work in West End proper. We're now on the bike corner. We're reconstructing that whole corner from the bike corner back out almost to the entrance to West End. From there, they want us to do remedial works at the 2 entrances into Boodle Bay. And then we've got to go up into 8 Mile Rock, and we're doing work at the administrator's corner and some work at the road that leads in front of the complex. And they want us to do a section of the back road as well.
He says the road in West End was not in good condition.
The bike corner of the road, it was so bad that one lane was better than the other, but I don't know if you've ever driven to West End. As you come in the entrance, you normally meet the cars that are coming the opposite direction, driving in the other lane, because that one lane was so bad. So it's definitely a benefit to get the roads done again.
The entire road repair project will be done in phases.
We've done the work in the east already, other than now we've got to put together a team to stripe the road.
And it has not been an easy road so far, as the project has been faced with challenges.
The proper fill supply, so mainly because Bahama Rock is the main supplier, and they really only work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But they've been working with us, I should say. This week and last week, we were able to get some extra days put on, so that's helped us speed up the work.
Now the project is expected to be complete in September of this year. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
A Turks and Caicos resort property on Grand Bahama in search of employees for their luxurious resort. As Jay Philippe tells us, interested job seekers were able to apply for a wide range of opportunities at that Sandals property.
Beach's Turks and Caicos Village all-inclusive resort holding a walk-in job fair at the Pelican Bay Hotel for persons looking for employment. A team of employees from the Turks and Caicos Islands Resort conducted interviews with a number of Grand Bahamians in search of employment. Assistant Human Resource Manager Winter Kobe says they are anticipating employing as much qualified persons as possible to fill vacant positions at the resort.
We sent out about 100 response to persons that sent their resumes in. They come in, now they're having the test. We have a test portion of it where they do the test. Once they're finished with the test, then we go into the sitting area and wait for the interview process. Today we're interviewing for positions that are available at the resort, food and beverage, housekeeping, laundry. Also, we have kitchen and stewarding. We have some management positions that are available in the food and beverage department, and we've seen a whole lot of resumes that came in with awesome, awesome talents.
And why hold a job fair on Grand Bahama? Well, she calls it strategic.
We have so many persons that are here that has ties within the Turks and Caicos and are eligible to work over there. And we want to come back. We know that years ago, the Bahamas was so great to the Turks and Caicos Islands that persons from Turks and Caicos came here to work. So now we're coming back to see if we can get those persons to come back to home and work for their country.
According to Kobe, the resort consists of 758 rooms, and right now the resort has 35 employees. That is why they are seeking employing candidates from Grand Bahama.
To run the resort, we need a total of 2,000 employees. So right now we're, just about 400 employees we're looking for. We might not get it here, but the turnout that we have is great, and I'm sure we're going to leave with at least about 50-something applicants or more. And that will be awesome for the amount of response that we sent out to them and the invitation, So that'll be good for us.
As far as the tourism product in the Turks and Caicos Island, Kobe shares that they have been seeing significant increase in visitors.
The Turks and Caicos Islands right now is booming. The economy is doing fantastic. Like I told you, we have a full resort right now, and we have about 2,800 persons, guests that's on the resort right now, so we are completely full, So we need the staff. We need staff. And most of the hotels around the Turks and Caicos, they're the same. It's full. The country is doing very well as it relates to tourism.
For persons interested in employment at the resort, you can visit the Sandals website at www.sandals.com, or you can send your resumes to recruit@grp.sandals.com. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Graduates of the Pine Ridge Technical Institute now better equipped to enter the workforce. The Pine Ridge Technical College hosting their graduation ceremony yesterday. Chairman of the institution and Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, Frederick McAlpine, calling it a proud moment as students embraced a second chance and persevered in the face of mounting challenges. Our Talia Hall was there.
13 students are a part of Pine Ridge Technical Center's 2021 graduation class. Among the group, 9 males and 4 females. The school that was established in 2018 offers students another opportunity to obtain their high school diploma. Chairman of the institution and Member of Parliament for the Pine Ridge constituency, Frederick McAlpine, says this program was on his list of goals as Member of Parliament.
Out of the 13 that are graduating, one is already enrolled in the University of the Bahamas, and another one will be going to Canada to further their tertiary education. This, to me, is what changing lives is all about. 17 persons from the time I took on the position of being the Member of Parliament. That's 17 lives that have been changed. 17 lives, and then it's not just lives, but I'm happy to say so many young men among these persons. Actually, the person in the University of the Bahamas and the person furthering their tertiary education in Canada are both men, young men.
Dean of Students at the University of the Bahamas, Dr. Theo Cooper, says programs such as these is what Grand Bahama needs.
As an educator and a faculty member in the School of Education, one of the things that we know is that graduation rates are not where we desire them to be in the country. For a long time, we've hovered over where just a little over half of the students who actually go through K-12 education actually get a high school diploma. And so, therefore, given that this is the challenge that we have, we need more programs like this to be able to offer students opportunities that they can go, whereby they can go and obtain their GED or a high school diploma, because there are many circumstances as to why many persons do not achieve or do not get a high school diploma when they don't. But if we do not give them second opportunities, then we're going to end up with things like perhaps an increase in crime.
Student Eric Bastian sharing his experience.
Sometimes you realize that you don't get second chances at moments like this. So when I heard about the program through messages, I sat down, I came to McAlpine, and Member McAlpine actually, and I came and I sat down about it, and they were like, okay, well, let's give it a try. And I realized right then that's the second chance I've been looking for. I've been out of school for a while, like more than 10 years. So getting to actually do this moment is a really important thing to me.
Student Valdez Abraham says he transferred to the school from Jackiewood High as he was facing some challenges and wanted to make a positive turnaround. He had this advice for others who may be facing a similar situation.
If it's fear that makes you feel weak, then use that fear and change it into conquer. Because nothing else can happen unless you try. But you always keep your head up in the game. Never complain out every day. You just gotta have a positive mindset.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Absolutely amazing. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Come on down. Now. Come on down. Now.
H&L School Supplies and Bookstore is your complete party supply store with over thousands of items and a huge selection of party favors, greeting cards, balloons, party gift bags for all occasions. Find an assortment of wrapping paper, candles, banners, cellophane, balloons, and badges. At H&L, they truly pride themselves in excellent customer service from experienced and knowledgeable staff. So come on in and let H&L make memories that will last a lifetime.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Right here waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out this ZNS Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How'd one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
Omega Shepherd was in Abaco, and she has that report.
It was shortly after 6 a.m. when calls went out to the local police and fire department here in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Now is probably not the time to do it because, as you can see, the winds are really intensifying. Right behind me is the community that was once known as the Mud. That community is no more. Megan Shepherd, ZNS Network News.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Blood Donors Society staging its annual blood drive this weekend. The theme this year is the Drip Drip Challenge. President of the organization, Ladidra Marsh, and Deputy Administrator at the Rand Memorial Hospital, Sandra Mortimer, say they are grateful to those who have given back and are encouraging others to get involved.
We have more people, more volunteers helping us out, and so we know that blood is very necessary, and so we would like for people to know that it's always good to give blood. And if you know anybody who needs blood or who has to go through on a continuous basis of trying to get blood, it's a stressful time for them and their family. So we know that if you would come out every 3 months and give blood and assist the blood bank, that would be greatly appreciated.
We don't make blood. Blood is not bought. And so persons in the community who are able and healthy, please come and assist the Blood Donor Society in donating blood. The life that you save might be one of that of your loved one. And the Grand Bahama Health Services are truly grateful to the Blood Donor Society in assisting us, and to the wonderful persons in Grand Bahama who come forth on a regular basis to assist us. We are most grateful.
Superintendent of Police Teresita Pinder also among those donating. She says as a police officer, giving back to the community and saving lives come first.
I've been a blood donor now for years. This is not my first time, so I think it's my civic duty in regards to donating blood and helping others, because you'll never know when it's your turn. Taking a needle prick is not a big deal. I know big grown men who are afraid of the small little needle. That's nothing to be afraid of.
The Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development hosting its annual Father's Day Award ceremony on Friday, honoring 5 outstanding fathers, one from each constituency on Grand Bahama. Bringing remarks were Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, K. Peter Turnquest, and Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Member of Parliament for Marco City, the Honorable Michael Pintard, who shared the importance of being a good father.
There's so much hurt and so much separation in this community, and unfortunately it is a growing phenomena. You only have to drive around some of our communities here in Freeport or Grand Bahama, and even more so pronounced in Nassau, and see the amount of lost children, boys in particular, all owing to the fact that they have no steady influence in their life. Unfortunately, while our teachers try to do the best they can with the time and the resources that they have, it's not enough. And so we need men to step up to the plate.
I think our children need to see men who, when they walk in the room, they check their ego at the door, but they bring them other 2 things with them so that they have some fortitude to speak truth to power. That's badly needed in the Bahamas, because somebody has name, face recognition does not mean they are always right. The second thing that I believe as fathers that you exemplify that we need throughout the country are godly men who can provide a covering. And every time I hear Brother McIntosh, I'm reminded, and our guest speaker is an example of that. Men who have a confidence that only come from knowing that you're connected to the ultimate force. Because if God is with you, everybody else could be against you, and you still have the ability to prevail.
Now, this year's honorees are Danny McIntosh Sr., Clayton Tucker, Hansel Colley, Vincent Lewis, and Lorenzo Walker Jr. Guest speaker, Pastor Marvin Roll, touching on this year's theme, Father, the Foundation of the Family.
In delinquency, we have the problems with gangs and violence, we have divorce, we have other issues all around us, but the problem's on the crack in the wall. The problem is the foundation. And you know, 9 times out of 10, it falls back to the father. And so I am so glad that Urban Renewal in Grand Bahama, you found some men who are dealing with the foundation, who have laid such a good foundation, who are involved in their family, in their community, who are involved in building rather than destroying. Fathers, you are being honored today because we believe you are doing the right thing. You're being honored today because you've laid and you continue to lay a good foundation. We congratulate you, we honor you, we commend you, but there is a lot of work still to be done in this country, and we need all hands on deck.
A local resort investing in the lives of their employees and their families as well. The property learning a valuable lesson from the recent storm and decided to implement a Learn to Swim program for the children of staff members. Jay Philippe has more.
Pelican Bay Hotel recently introduced an employee initiative where the children of employees at the hotel took part in a 4-week swim class with certified swim instructor Coletta Johnson. Patra Albury, financial controller at the hotel, explains how this initiative came about.
We're starting with our own staff and with their children, and so we want to minimize any chances of childhood drownings or children not able to save themselves during swimming. A sad part about it is that during the Dorian hurricane, a number of people lost their lives due to water intrusion.
Swim instructor Johnson says she's seen tremendous progress from week 1 to now.
Every Saturday I had like 14 kids, teaching them how to swim. I had like at least 6 of them that was like totally terrified because they went through Dorian and, almost lost their lives in Dorian and couldn't swim. So, it's good to come out here and teach the kids them how to swim. First off, I got to get them comfortable and get them to trust me. So, you know, I introduce myself to them as Annie Coco, not Coletta. So everybody calls me Annie Coco, so that gets them comfortable and they feel like family and stuff like that. So, and then I go on to bubbling. That's very important because, you know, kids, they scared. They take they open up their mouth, they take on the water and they start choking. So I teach them how to keep their mouth closed and blow through your nose. Then I teach them to lay on their back and relax, you know, get them relaxed, and you get them to kick in and the stroking and, you know, put it all together.
The young ones listen attentively to their instructor. It's been a roller coaster, but they've managed to learn a few things.
You keep kicking and keep paddling your arms, and then lift your head up and keep paddling.
So what have your coach been teaching you so far?
How to swim backwards and stuff. You kick and you could float backward, and you move and you do your hands back and you kick. I've been learning how to float, and I've been learning how to swim. And learn how to swim can save me from drowning in the water.
What about your coach? What has she been telling you every Saturday about how to not drown, how to stay afloat?
She told me to lay back and be calm.
Swim lessons will be made available for the employees themselves in the upcoming weeks. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
And now it's time for your weekend sports wrap with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to sports. It's going to be a busy weekend in sports, from track, swimming, to basketball. We spoke to the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, R.M. Lewis, where he gave this update.
This is the time when all of the athletes who have trained over the years have an opportunity now to make particularly the Olympics this year. And of course, yeah, we are contesting those events in track and field and in swimming, or aquatics, as they prefer to be referred to. And this is my first time as a Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture experiencing Nationals Weekend. All of the events will be held in Nassau. We have a large contingent from Grand Bahama that will be in Nassau, and Grand Bahamians, as usual, will be very competitive. So
some of the big-name athletes is expected to be in action.
I've seen pictures of Stevie on the track, flexing. He's ready to go. Shawnee is going to be here. We have a lot of the collegiate athletes in town. So we expect all of the who's who, even some of our veterans, made to understand that Michael Matthew is also in Nassau already, and we have a great contingent from Grand Bahama. So all of the athletes, all of the big names will be in Nassau this weekend in track and field, and like I say, of course, in swimming. And you know, one of our swimming phenom, Lil Marvin, you know, his father, I saw him at the airport yesterday, and even though he's very young, his expectation is to go to Nassau to break all of the records.
Switching gears now, DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns lost Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals to Paul George and the LA Clippers 106-92. Ayton tallied 18 points, shooting 9 of 13 from the field to go along with 9 rebounds in 36 minutes. The Suns lead that series 2-1. Game 4 will be on Saturday. Now, scores from Little League Baseball. The Bucks defeated the Lions 15-1 in minor league action on Tuesday night, and the game between the Predators and Bucks in Major League was stopped due to lightning at the field. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Esquire Men's Freeport is still celebrating Fathers with 40% off selected suits. Friday, June 25th to June 30th. Suits are $150 plus VAT. Call 352-8816 or WhatsApp 727-6367.
When you're operating at the highest standards, something remarkable happens.
You don't just meet your goals, you exceed them.
You don't just respond to needs, you anticipate them.
And you know that failure comes with consequences. You deserve the best we have to offer. And this is why we're working to ensure that we deliver on our commitments.
And we will take responsibility when we don't.
You have high expectations.
And we're committed to doing what it takes to exceed them.
What's going on with you, though? I can't find a job in Grand Bahama anywhere. And when I say anywhere, I mean anywhere. I've been looking too.
Look, Sawyer's having a job fair.
Job fair? Where this was I was looking for my job? I didn't even know. We gotta go check this out.
Sawyer's Fresh Market is opening a bigger and better location in Lucaya. Positions are available in all departments for cashiers, produce clerks, butchers, line cooks, stock clerks, baristas, and many more. Come on out to our job fair on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the new store location at the corner of Midshipman and West Beach Road. Come prepared to be interviewed and bring an updated resume, copies of academic certificates, 2 references, one from your previous employer, your police record, NIB card, and come start your careers with us.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Jolisa Stubbs, you are our Facebook friend of the night. We thank you so much for your support. And that is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson. Make it a great weekend. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, the Senate putting its stamp of approval on the 2021-2022 fiscal budget. We'll tell you what Royal Caribbean Cruise Line is doing to enhance the local tourism product. And a group of Cuban nationals apprehended. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts after this.
Watching the ZNS Kids Club. My name is Kyle Jones. I go to one-on-one preschool and I love watching the ZNS Kids Club. Hi, I'm Toronto Fairview Academy and I love watching the ZNS Kids Club.
Good evening, I'm Desmond Saunders. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thank you so much for looking in. The government's 2021-2022 fiscal budget passed in the Senate Thursday following lively debate from both sides. As he gave his contribution to the debate, government leader, Attorney General Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel said the budget puts the country on a path to accelerated growth and recovery in the midst of the worst calamity to hit the Bahamas since Christopher Columbus landed on San Salvador back in 1492. He also provided more details on efforts to have the Bahamas removed from the European Union's blacklist.
We've left the FAT gray list. The same thing has happened to Trinidad. Trinidad left the FATF gray list, but was maintained on the EU gray list as well for reasons. But since that time, we have had very, very productive, responsive, and we hope fruitful interaction with the Directorate General of the FISMA, which is a new directorate of the European Commission.
Bethel says mitigation efforts continue.
Your Bahamas Attorney General spoke face-to-face with ministers of finance and attorneys general and or heads of their FIUs, but in most cases it was a ministerial response from countries such as Germany, Italy, Hungary, Spain, the Czech Republic, and all of them expressed their support and or appreciation for the efforts being made by the Bahamas.
Meantime, the Ministry of State for Finance encouraged churches in the country to capitalize on the provisions in the national budget, which eliminates duty on building materials.
Every church is going to be able to have a project, either repairs or some construction project, they will be able to bring in all of their building materials, Madam President, duty-free. So again, I didn't hear them say it, so I can say it. I am encouraging every church. It don't matter what side you on.
Stay right there.
Take advantage of what is being offered to you. Where you would have had to pay the 10%, you now are able to do it VAT-free, and you are now able to do it stamp duty-free.
Leader of Opposition Business in the upper chamber, Senator Fred Mitchell, used the opportunity in his budget contribution to highlight issues at the Customs Department.
There is, as I'm advised, no deputy controller of customs, and that many of the appointments of assistant controllers are vacant. The result is this slows down what needs to be done, so people who are at the superintendent level are doing things which the Act and the regulations call for at least assistant controllers to do. There are complaints about the fact that there are no promotions. Now, I see that within the last day or so, letters have been sent out to customs officers with a number of supersessions, which means that it appears that the promotions process is now underway.
This prompted a response from Senator Thompson.
I understand the point that is being made, but I just wanted to remind the Honorable Senator that we did indicate, as a result of COVID and as a result of the difficult financial position that we were in, that we were putting all promotions for public officers on hold. And we also did indicate that within this budget period, there was sufficient funding to be able to continue the promotion exercise. So that's why you would have seen in the last few days activities there.
Royal Caribbean Cruise Line International made the most of its time out of service, focusing attention on its private island destination in the Bahamas. Cleopatra Murphy shares the details of the major investment intended to improve the company and the Bahamas tourism product.
Royal Caribbean International made a multi-million-dollar investment into upgrades at Coco Cay while its cruise sailings were halted more than a year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The cruise line resumed sailings in the Americas with home porting in New Providence 2 weeks ago, and Vice President of Government Relations Russell Benford says RCL used that 15-month downtime to improve the experience when its guests returned.
They're going to see new amenities. We added a beach product, and there's some other surprises there too. So we were very fortunate to be able to use this time to upgrade the facility. It was about a $70 million investment that we made in Coco, and that was great for the Bahamian economy and for the Bahamian construction company that we use. And that meant that that company and those folks were able to work for this past 15 months. So we're very happy about that.
Royal Caribbean opened its redeveloped Perfect Day at Coco Cay in 2019, following a $200 million investment with amenities that include one of the world's largest water slides. Benford says Coco Cay adds value to its overall product, also serving as an anchor.
When we have a product like Coco Cay to add to the portfolio, it is a world-class destination and to itself. I mean, so we market Coco Cay globally. We have thousands and thousands of international cruise passengers who come from Europe, Asia, Australia, and they come to the Bahamas really because of Coco. But then they're also happy that they get to experience the rest of the Bahamas. They get to come to New Providence. We're going to be taking guests to Freeport because we have a project there.
Benford says because of its investment in Coco Cay, more of RCL's Caribbean cruises come to the Bahamas, adding to the country's economy.
As many ships as possible that can touch the Bahamas because of Coco, I think that's a great thing. And so it's just good for the Bahamas, it's good for Royal Caribbean, and our guests love it. And it's a really good economic engine for the people who live in the Berry Islands. A lot of the folks who work at Coco Cay or have businesses that operate at Coco Cay live in the Berry Islands, and they've been successful for a long time, and I think that's a great thing.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Since January, the government, along with the University of the Bahamas, have been working in tandem in mounting the Citizen Security and Justice Program. Carla Palmer provides this update of the educational initiative focused on building the country's workforce.
6 months in since it started, the Citizens Security and Justice Program, underway at the University of the Bahamas, has already assisted more than 600 persons in advancing their academic abilities.
Started in January, in mid-January it started. It runs for 3.5 weeks, and we provide courses in literacy, numeracy. Also, we provide students with reflective engagement and counseling.
Romelda Moxie is Dean Faculty of Business, Hospitality and Tourism Studies at the University of the Bahamas and bursar of the Citizens Security and Justice Program.
This program was established to provide persons with skills in numeracy and literacy and to enhance or improve their employability skills. We also feel that the program not only provides you with an opportunity to find a better position or to be more efficient and effective in the area of employment, it also provides you with the literacy and the numeracy level, should you reach that level actually, to matriculate into the University of the Bahamas.
The program targets unemployed persons between 16 and 29 years. And more importantly, the program is free of charge.
As you are aware, the government pays for students to come to the university. And certainly an educated workforce is a better workforce. And so while we have our mandate to operate the program, what we have found is that quite a number of students, a large number of students, see this as a second chance. They have embraced the opportunity, and as a result, they are returning to pursue another level. It has enhanced the confidence of the participants. It has certainly made many of them more employable. Many of them have obtained jobs since they have matriculated out of the program. It is indeed free, and as you know, during this time, it's very difficult to find something that would benefit you that is free. And so we invite even the high school students that are coming out of high school now, we invite them.
Mrs. Moxie says the next cohort begins next week, Wednesday, June 30th. Applications can be obtained in Room 5 of the Culinary Arts and Tourism Building on the ground floor in the East Wing at the University of the Bahamas. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come, a group of Cuban nationals apprehended. That and more when we come back.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this part of this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
You know that feeling you get when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season.
Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Police reporting a traffic fatality on the island of Andros. Sometime around 5 p.m. on Thursday, a team of officers were dispatched to the scene in the settlement of Bowen Sound. On their arrival, they discovered a silver Nissan which was overturned in bushes. During an inspection of the vehicle, the officers found the partially decomposed body of a male. The local doctor later pronounced the victim dead. The Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division will continue investigations into this incident. The Royal Bahamas Police Force needs your help tonight in locating the following missing persons. The first is 15-year-old Ashley Butler of number 2 Sunshine Park. She was last seen in her residence last Saturday. Butler has a light brown complexion, standing 5 feet 2 inches with a slim build. 67-year-old Frank Grant of Gladiator Road, Stapleton Gardens, has been missing since May 4th. He was last seen at B. Watts Bar on Bethel Avenue. Grant is light brown, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall with a slim build. 20-year-old Miguel Cyril of Graham Drive, Yellow Elder, was last seen at his residence on June 21st. He is light brown, standing 5 feet 9 inches with a slim build. 28-year-old Julio Alberto Ferraras of the Dominican Republic is also reported as missing. He has a light brown complexion and a heavy build. 38-year-old Franklin Tavares Parata is the missing persons list as well. He is also light brown with a heavy build. 34-year-old Davidson Fernandez Diaz is another Dominican national reported as missing. He is of light brown complexion and slim build. If you have any information on these missing individuals, you're asked to contact the Criminal Investigation Division at 502-9991 or 502-9968, 502-9971, or download the P3 Tips app. A group of Cuban nationals are currently being detained at the Carmichael Detention Center after they were apprehended in the southwest Bahamas by a U.S. Coast Guard vessel earlier this week. The 15 individuals were captured after being sighted on Anguilla Key on Tuesday. They were taken aboard the U.S. Coast Guard cutter, handed over shortly after 7 p.m. to the Defense Force patrol craft HMBS Durward Knowles under the command of Senior Lieutenant Jataro McDonald. The Cubans were subsequently brought into the capital early Thursday morning, where they were handed over to the relevant authorities. The Cuban embassy has since been notified. Well, while the Bahamas may have some laws intended to address issues like gender-based violence, Director of the Department of Gender and Family Affairs, Jacinta Higgs, says there's a lack of education when it comes to explaining the impact they will have on offenders. Higgs was participating in a working session on gender-based violence with participants from across the Caribbean.
As a result of that experience, through the National Women's Advisory Council, I formulated a brochure where we broke the act. We wrote it to the point where it was understood at a 6th grade level, and then we began to disseminate. But again, that wasn't sustained. Again, lack of funding. So I hope I don't sound like a scorched record. But another thing I want to say, they say political will is necessary, but political will is nothing without the funding.
She says political will and funding are also challenges.
That bill is beautiful, it's comprehensive, it's simple, it includes as many as the vulnerable, I would say all of the vulnerable and marginalized populations to provide protection against violence for those communities. Additionally, though, that bill includes structure. And so when you even talk about, they said, talk is cheap. Money buys land in the Bahamas. And the United Nations recognize that we'll be talking for years. We've been talking. Laws, legislation drafts are there and acts are in place. But education is missing.
The Public Hospitals Authority and the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center confirming the passing of Sandilands Rehabilitation Center trained clinical nurse Jenna Colley. Colley passed away on June 17th at the Princess Margaret Hospital. After completing the trained clinical nurse program, Nurse Colley was deployed to the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, where she enjoyed a stellar career for 18 years. She served throughout the institution. Colley's co-workers described her as a pleasant and a team maker. With deepest sympathies are extended to her family and friends from the Board of Directors, senior executives, and the entire PHA and Sandilands family. While a Bahamian filmmaker explores the issue of mental health during the COVID lockdowns in her newest work, here's Antoinette Smith.
Is everything okay? These phrases are usually asked, but people don't really seek to find out how you're actually really doing.
A not-so-shallow question Bahamian filmmaker Shanae Smith tackles in her newest short film, a docu-short on mental health inspired by the amplitude of anxiety she and a growing number of Bahamians are facing as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I figured I couldn't be the only person that was experiencing anxiety and these effects of COVID-19 alone. So I thought, why not reach out to different people that I know and kind of sit down and have a conversation with them and ask them how their mental health is doing.
And so began her year-long production on a topic often considered uncharted territory, a struggle which, for many Bahamians, is often kept hush-hush. But in a candid and very intimate sit-down, the filmmaker and 4 young Bahamians bravely open up.
There is a sense of comfort in knowing that people around you are going through the same thing. And for me, that's what it was. It was getting these shared experiences and understanding, okay, you're not the only person going through this. And I hope that with the release of this documentary, anybody else that watched it could feel the same way.
In January, PAHO officials revealed that the COVID-19 pandemic has given rise to a mental health crisis here in the Caribbean. As for Shanae, she hopes her film can help by slowly shedding the stigma and the shame and starting the conversation.
It's not something you should be ashamed of. It's something that if it's to that point, you should reach out and you should get help, the help that you need. There's no shame in reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, I need help. This is to a point where I can't really deal with it on my own. There's no shame in that. And I hope that it changes the narrative and we start having more positive discourse.
Is Everything Okay has been viewed by more than 7,000 persons thus far. Antoinette Smith, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
The Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and Aviation has commenced new airport developments on 7 of our family islands. Algernon Cargill, director for the Department of Aviation, shares his updates.
There's quite a lot going on in aviation, but the primary thing we're working on is to redevelop on our family island airport projects. Primarily, the government of the Bahamas has embarked on a very ambitious initiative to redevelop and plan for family island airports for at least the next 30 years. We're under construction today. We have the airport in Exuma. as well as the airport in Great Harbour Key. And we're planning to break ground very soon on the airport in Deadman's Key, Long Island. We also are developing plans for airport development in North Eleuthera, as well as additional repairs for the airport in Marsh Harbor, the Leonard Thompson International Airport. And you would have heard in the news recently that the government purchased the Grand Bahama International Airport, and we're also redeveloping that airport. And the public-private partnership, or 3Ps as we call it, is our initiative to involve the private sector in the development of our airports. We obviously will need support or financial support from the private sector, as well as their expertise. So we're working with Lee Fisher, a global international consultant who specializes in airport development, in leading the PPP process for the Department of Aviation. So we're looking for the best fit partners for the Bahamas who can actually not only develop but operate or manage these airports. And we're excited about that because we have a proven model already with the Linden International Airport, and we want to use that same template for the development of our Family Island airports. We have a market briefing on Monday, the 28th, and that briefing is to tease the market about the PPP process. So the market briefing will provide an overview of the project. It will outline the parameters for bidding and give a little more structured information to the market about the various plans we have for our Family Island airports. There's 7 airports that will be included in the market briefing. And what we plan to do is offer the airports in 2 bundles. One bundle will be the Grand Bahama Airport, and the other bundle will be all of the airports.
The ministry is urging airport operators, service providers, investors, construction companies, and facility managers to register for the Bahamas Airport Program by sending an email to p3airports@bahamas.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
National digital financial providers truly agree with the central bank's recent consumer digital survey that more Bahamians are taking advantage of making electronic payments. The survey noted that while cash and check use decreased last year, consumers will be embracing electronic payment systems available through commercial banks. Island Pay Group's Managing Director, Jeffrey Beckles.
How do we provide greater financial inclusion to many thousands of Bahamians who don't have credit cards, don't have credit or debit facilities at various banks, and who are otherwise left out of the banking ecosystem? And then those who are underbanked, how do we provide opportunities for them to exist and participate in a digitized world that we're in. A lot of kids graduated this year from college, from high school, and grandparents couldn't go. And we have seen parents come in and buy a convenience card or a gift card and send to their loved one to say, well, we've put X amount of dollars on this card. God bless you. Congratulations.
Digital financial provider Canoe was the first company in the world to integrate a live central bank digital currency. Public Relations and Communications Manager, Sieska Adderley.
Like many other industry participants, we want to play our part in driving the adoption of the sand dollar, as it helps to reduce the cost of managing cash for both government and private sector. Our solutions allow for website creation, shopping carts and payment solutions, sending and receiving money on your smartphones, and using your mobile devices to pay for goods and services in stores. In addition, we have digitized gift cards for businesses and provide digital food vouchers used by government, non-profit organizations, as well as individuals. So we are extremely pleased with our contribution to the advancement of digitization in the country.
The Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union, which represents the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, holding its convention this week at its Farrington Road headquarters. President Dino Roll says despite the onslaught of events facing workers in this COVID-19 pandemic, the union still held the line for its members.
Members of the Bridge Authority and the Broadcasting Corporation were required to work reduced hours due to protocols. However, these reduced schedules did not impact members' salaries because your union held the line. Fellow delegates, observers, and attendees, we know about the unions whose members have not fared so well. We remain prayerful for them. However, we must acknowledge and be grateful for the solid foundation laid by our forebears.
The convention marks the end of the 2018-2021 electoral term.
Fellow delegates, as the sun sets on this 3-year electoral term, it is my hope that we can also say that the worst of the pandemic is behind us. I look forward to the next term in office and the dawning of a new day. I see the hope of a brighter tomorrow. I look forward to serving you once again as president. I regard it an honor to serve, and I took pride in representing you in the next term.
A major international gathering underway in the capital focusing on Black female empowerment. The event being hosted by the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and Ambassadors of Change Incorporated, which is a U.S.-based nonprofit organization that focuses on leadership and self-development for Black females. Hundreds of young ladies from around the world are in the capital participating in this event at the Bahama Convention Center. Director of Ambassadors of Change Incorporated is Patrice Harrison.
So Ambassadors of Change Incorporated is a nonprofit organization, NGO, that empowers, encourages, and enlightens community, states, and nations. So we focus on empowering young women and older women to be change agents in their community. This was important for us to come to the Bahamas, especially during a pandemic right after Hurricane Dorian. My daughter, who is now 10, had a vision of helping the girls who were displaced from Hurricane Dorian, getting them school supplies and toiletry items to love on them.
Project manager in the Office of the Spouse of the Prime Minister, Dr. Ann Higgins, says this event is critical towards addressing the unique needs of women in the country.
This speaks to a whole lot because we deal with the gender-based violence, empowering of young women, showing them that you are, first of all, fearfully and wonderfully made. And most of these mentors are teaching them how to keep their body, how to preserve themselves, how to be educated, and how to make right decisions. So this is an empowerment of them showing how unique they are and for them to experience how special they are.
The Over the Hill Community Development Partnership Initiative donated gardening tools to the Way of Life Inner City Intervention Organization recently to assist with their backyard farming program on Taylor Street. The Way of Life program is an organization led by William Lunn that engages at-risk and marginalized youth. One of their missions is to see that every community grows its own food. Now, the partnership includes BAMSI, local farmers, and other organizations who will assist in training. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Iram Lewis, on hand for the presentation of the 2020 Junior Junket Awards at the ministry on University Boulevard on Tuesday. School representatives and students arrived at intervals throughout the day to receive their trophies. Minister Lewis took the time to review the various awards for the 20 schools that participated and interacted with students and teachers. Overall winners were Big Apple Academy for preschools, First Step Academy for primary schools, Life for Key International School for all age schools, and Preston H. Albury, Otter Rock Sound Eleuthera for high schools. And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of you watching us on our social media platforms live. Just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Back after this.
ZNS Shopping Network is the place for deals. Check out the deals Mama Sassy's Gourmet Foods has just for you. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com, select the island of your choice, and shop anywhere, anytime.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals, and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
It is important to take precautions to reduce your risk of getting infected with COVID-19, even when you go to the grocery store. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others. While you wait in line to enter the store, 1 person per household needs to go. Use wipes to disinfect the cart or basket handle that you select. Avoid touching your face, unnecessary items, and surfaces. Try to touch only what you are buying. So carry a grocery list to help you move along quickly. Do not forget to wear a cloth mask while you do your shopping, and carry hand sanitizer with you. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others as you shop. And at the cash register. As little time as possible in the store and get enough groceries to last you for a while. Once your groceries are packed and loaded, use hand sanitizer and rub your hands together until they are completely dry. When you come home from the grocery store, take off your shoes at the door and put all of your grocery bags in one area. Disinfect your grocery bags. Rinse produce and wipe down cans and packages with soap and water before you put them away. Wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds when you are done.
wash your clothes, and your reusable grocery bags.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Officials of the Bahamas Out Island Promotion Board engineering a new vaccination campaign to ensure staff of its 36-member hotels across the Family Islands are fully inoculated. Executive Chairman Kerry Fountain.
700 of those 1,000 people are vaccinated, and they have until the end of September 30th, 2021 to become fully vaccinated. So if 70% of all of the employees are vaccinated, we got approval to award one winner a cash prize of $5,000. Let's say if we do not reach that 70% threshold, and only 500 of the 1,000 staff members are vaccinated, we still want to give away an incentive. And anybody who is vaccinated between now and September 30th, we will put all of the names in a hat, and we will have a first prize of $1,000, the second prize of $750, and a third prize of $500.
Officials of these Family Island properties are welcoming this program with open arms.
If you do it, it also gives your business, it gives the business owner a competitive advantage, because they can now say, whether it's through however they communicate with their guests, hey, look, when you come down and you stay at Kerry Fountain's Bed and Breakfast, all of our staff members, 100%, are fully vaccinated, so you don't have to worry about catching it from us at our hotel. And so, yeah, for public health reasons that we're doing this, but it's also to give our member hotels a competitive advantage.
Free National Movement Senator Jennifer Isaacs-Dotson highlighted a number of issues that need to be urgently addressed on the island of Exuma. She made her contribution to the budget debate Thursday.
A resident magistrate is also needed in Exuma to hear legal matters, and I will be writing to the Chief Justice regarding the same, to have a resident magistrate in Exuma. We have workers already hired at the airport authority need to be regularized based on their decision as to where they choose to stay, whether they want to stay with the airport authority or to go with the civil service, and they need to be compensated accordingly as well. A lot of the street lights in Exuma are not working and they need to be replaced as the roads are too dark.
Time now for a check on Family Island weather temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Desmond. In the tropics, we have a lone tropical wave off the African coast. It is advancing around 15 knots towards the west. Has about a 20% over the next 5 days of developing as conditions remain marginally conducive for that to happen. And then on the home front, we have that troughing still just to the north of the Bahamas that will continue to fire up pockets of showers and thunderstorms or parts of the northwest Bahamas tonight and tomorrow. Outside of our studios, we are under partly sunny skies, temperature 86 degrees, the relative humidity at 65%, northeast winds at 8 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,017.7 millibars, that's 30.03 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key and Abaco, Marsh Abaco at 85 degrees, the Berry Islands 84, Alistown, Bimini 83 also in Harbor Island, Rock Sound, Eleuthera 84, 85 degrees in Black Point, Exuma, Kemps Bay, St. Andrews as well. Fresh Creek in Central Andrews 86 degrees in Otterstown, Cat Island 83 is also in San Salvador, Rum Key and Georgetown, Exuma, Ragged Island, Clarence Town, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay and Acklands all at 84, 86 degrees in Matthew Town, Inagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands tonight through Saturday, easterly flow speeds 12 to 18 knots, wave height 3 to 6 feet over the ocean with a moderate chop in place. High tide takes place at 9:21 tonight. You can expect another high tide at 9:43 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands through Saturday, easterly winds at 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet. So caution flags up for boaters in the central and southeastern islands through Saturday. And as we head into Sunday, the winds fall off in the northwest Bahamas, becoming east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights down 2 to 4 feet. So we'll drop the caution flag in the northwest Bahamas on Sunday. High tide will take place at 10:38 in the morning with the low tide at 4:42 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, southeasterly winds, a reduction in place as well, 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet, but we'll hold the caution flag through Sunday for the central and southeastern Bahamas. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Jolly agreeable, need it feeling out. Get a sailor man sound. Jolly agreeable, need it feeling out. Get a sailor man sound. You wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
That's the sailor man sound.
Hey guys, it's Shay again with another quick tidbit on the perks of being an Alive customer. Now, if you're already on our network, this may just be a refresher for you, but if you're not, this might give you that extra push. If you're interested in getting a bill every month, or you're interested in the best prices on some of the latest devices, or if you've been a little bit interested in that auto pay option, this might be for you. It's time for you to join postpaid and experience opulence.
Simply put, being an Alive postpaid customer means you selected the plan of your choice and you then pay for that plan routinely every month. Unlike prepaid, where you can fluctuate between 7-day and 30-day, all postpaid plans are 30-day plans. So what are some of those postpaid plans? We have our Liberty More, which is $59.99, gives you 10 gigabytes of data, 500 talk and text minutes. Or we have our Liberty Premium, which is $99.99 per month and gives you 20 gigabytes of data, 1,000 talk and text minutes. Or we have our Liberty Elite, which is $149.99 a month, includes unlimited data, talk and text, and 1 gigabyte of roaming data. Again, all of our plans include unlimited Alive-to-Alive calls and text. Now listen, we also have postpaid MiFi plans. That's right. If you have a MiFi device, you can purchase postpaid data plans, MiFi Basic, MiFi Plus, and MiFi Preferred. So what else can you look forward to? Even though we are still practicing social distancing during this time, as a postpaid customer, you not only have access to exclusive offers and devices, but exclusive invites to virtual events hosted by Alive in partnership with local vendors and access to special offers at many vendors on our List Rewards app.
So there you have it. If you're a prepaid customer and you've been thinking about making that postpaid switch, we hope that this helped. If you're not an Alive customer, what are you waiting on? Alive, believe in best.
When you really need to save big, you need to shop Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Spaghetti and Meatballs, 14.8-ounce can, 3 for $3.19. Promo's Peanut Butter, 18-ounce jar, $2.89. Amalanda Fresh Milk, 33.8-ounce size, $1.39. Green Peppers, $1.49 per pound. Chicken Leg Quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.09 per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
Self-isolation means taking simple steps to avoid close contact with other people as much as possible, as you would with the seasonal flu. If you've been in close contact with somebody confirmed with COVID-19 or suspect that you have it, self-isolate for 14 days. You can self-isolate by staying indoors and away from family for 14 days. Choose a well-ventilated room with a closed door. Household members should stay in a different room, or if that is not possible, maintain a distance of at least 3 feet. Use a sealed waste basket and double bag your waste before disposal. Limit movement in your house. Stay in your assigned space away from the rest of the household. The caretaker will bring food and anything else you need. Use separate cookery and cutlery. Use a separate bathroom and clean it regularly. Use separate towels, separate cleaning linens, and clothing. If you are in need of care by household members, limit the number of caregivers. Assign one person who is in good health and has minimum risk conditions. Most importantly, remember, do not invite others over. Should you or anyone you know feel that you've been exposed to the coronavirus, contact the COVID-19 hotline at the Ministry of Health immediately. To reach us, call 376-9350, 376-9387, 300-2619, or our 24-hour hotline at 502-7382. For more information, visit covid19.gov.bs.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Ministry of Health and this television station.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns saw their 8-game win streak come to an end last night. The Los Angeles Clippers took Game 3 in their Western Conference Finals series 106-92. DA was just short of a double-double, finishing up with 18 points and 9 rebounds. The Suns still lead the series 2-1. Game 4 is tomorrow night back at Staples Center. The Miami Marlins in a bit of a slump, having lost 4 straight. Trailing 7-0 in the bottom of the 8th last night, Jazz Chisholm hit a 3-run shot over the wall, providing the Marlins only runs of the game in a 7-3 loss to the Washington Nationals. Those same two teams back at it again tonight as they continue their 4-game series. Team Bahamas back on the court today for America's Group 2 play at the Billie Jean King Cup in Panama. After winning on opening day against Costa Rica, the Bahamas looking for a similar result against Uruguay, but Sydney Clark got off to a slow start and was never able to recover, losing the first singles match of the day 6-2 and 3. Carrie Cartwright was up next, and she was able to tie things up with a 7-6, 6-2 win. That meant everything came down to doubles, Clark teaming with Cartwright. They won the first set, then dropped the second, meaning it came down to the third set to determine the team victory. This one all Uruguay. They take it 3-6, 6-3, 6-2 to win the group. Isaac Bastian lowering his 200-meter breaststroke national record on the opening night of the Bahamas Aquatics Federation Swim Nationals. Bastian took more than 2 seconds off his time, touching the wall in 2 minutes, 15.14 seconds. The B3A's Track and Field Nationals also taking place this weekend. It's expected to be 3 days of intense competition as athletes look to secure a spot on the Olympic team. Talking about the Tokyo Olympics, the start date under a month away, and according to Secretary General for the Bahamas Olympic Committee, Deron Donaldson, as it stands right now, Bahamian athletes are not being required to be fully vaccinated in order to be named to the team.
The IOC or Japan has mandated that officially for that to be a requirement to compete or be in the games. So basically at the moment, no, but we're in constant contact with the athletes, updating them on the playbook and the different variables and the different updates that Tokyo is sending us. That's very fluid at the moment, and we are keeping them very involved in what's happening and what's required of them, as well as we encourage them to stay safe and, still practice the worldwide safety measures that's issued by the WHO for the athletes that are in the States, the CDC, and of course, if you're a local athlete here, what the government of the Bahamas has mandated us to do to stay safe.
Despite this being a COVID year, Donaldson's still expecting the Bahamas to hold its own against the best in the world.
We're carrying world champions, reigning Olympian champions, as well as NCAA champions in both swimming and track and field. So right now we feel very confident in our medal performance once everyone stays healthy.
Bahamian thrower Tiffany Hanna ending her track and field career at Wagner University as the Northeast Conference Female Student Athlete of the Year. She spoke about a specific moment that made it all possible.
At NEC Indoor Championships my sophomore year, that I ended up coming second in an event that I was basically slated to win without a doubt. And I remember just being so upset with myself, just on the verge of tears, really. And I walked up to my coach and I said, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I allowed this to happen. And I remember my coach, he really just looked at me and said, hey, you need to relax. You're a great athlete and you have lots of potential. But if you allow your mind to kind of take over and kind of ruin that potential, you won't reach that full potential that you have. And it really allowed me to understand that it all starts in your head. It's the mindset that kind of controls what you do in the circle. And that following NEC Outdoor Championships, that was, I believe, the first time that I won the most outstanding female field athlete.
The IFBB World Caribbean Championships taking place this weekend at the Bahama Convention Center. 9 pro cards will be on the line. Bahamians in the mix as well, showcasing their skills against international competition. And that's a look at sports. To check on weather, up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Right here waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out this ZNS Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is. Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
During this pandemic, it is our duty to ensure that all citizens, residents, and visitors are adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocol. Restaurants may operate utilizing curbside pickup, drive-through, takeaway, or delivery. Any establishment who allows the entry of any person not wearing a mask is liable upon a summary conviction to a fine of $500. I am Ambassador Ashanti Ruko of the COVID-19 Enforcement Unit. Save a life that may be your own.
This message brought to you by the Ministry of National Security in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Let's get it right, Bahamas. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay 6 feet apart. Remember to always practice physical distancing.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and this television station.
Time now for weather. In our final look at weather, we have a tropical wave in the far eastern Atlantic. It has about a 20% chance of developing over the next couple of days as conditions remains marginally conducive for that to happen. But on the home front, we have that trophy now just to the north of the northwest Bahamas, and that will continue to support pockets of showers and thunderstorms tonight through the weekend. As a matter of fact, elsewhere throughout the central and southeastern islands, showers will be somewhat of an isolated nature. Tonight, we're going in for showers during the early part of the evening, turning partly cloudy tonight, 79 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, it's going to be periods of cloudiness with pockets of showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be heavy at times. High temperature tomorrow around 88 degrees, and your extended weather forecast through the weekend. We're going to have off and on showers and thunderstorms taking place right through the weekend and into the early part of next week, and we will not see any kind of opening of the skies until about Thursday of next week. So there's going to be a mixed bag of clouds and sunshine with those pop-up showers in place right into Wednesday of next week. Temperature-wise, keep yourself hydrated. Those daytime temperatures remaining very close to the 90-degree mark, and with the high relative humidity, it's going to feel more like about 98 degrees thereabout. Desmond?
Thanks much, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS News your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for watching. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.